on Sunday, and the Rams are playing my Chicago Bears. An epic game that tied 10-10 the last time I checked. Now, you saw the Houston Texans lose to the New England Patriots, and they lost a game that the Texans should have won, because the Texans far and away are the better defensive team. But, you know, their offense is really poorly coached. They need a good offensive coordinator. Their current Nick Casero, I think it is. Anyway, lousy offensive coordinator, doesn't know how to come up with a scheme that the defense can't zero in on and stop. He doesn't know how to teach C.J. Stroud, or I think more importantly, he doesn't know how to put C.J. Stroud in situations where he's not throwing a dangerous pass. For example, he doesn't give us a slant pass for him to throw. And I don't mean one of those tossers where you have the double slants. No. Those get picked off way too easy. I'm talking about a slant splitting out the tight end, or the fullback, the back running a slant with the tight end, or what I call a pull route, where the receiver doesn't gain any ground at all, just simply moves laterally and you throw right to him. Really great to screw up defenses where the defensive backs are 5 yards off of you, thinking they're going to cover close and get you, but all of a sudden you just move laterally and they're not ready for that. Oh, they got to chase you. Oh my God, right? I can go on and on and on about, all right? On and on. But the Texans offense doesn't offer any of that. They're not even really good in the run against teams in the playoffs. You think, why do they get to the division round and lose? Because they don't have an offensive coordinator that understands how to coach in these contests, to really adjust the game plan for the unexpected, to install plays on a fly, to really try something that works on a fly. The Texans don't have that. The Texans have a phenomenally good defense because the Texans focus on it, all right? Focus on it, okay? And that's why. So, excuse me. If you're wondering what's wrong with my lip, I cut my lip shaving just a little bit. That's what's going on with that. Anyway, I wanted the Texans to win. The Texans have been in the playoffs all 3 times DeMeco Ryans has been coach. And they are, he's a great coach. He is one of a few who's African American. He is of the modern age. And take that for however you want to interpret it. Within reason, of course. And I've always rooted for DeMeco, even when he was defensive coordinator for the 49ers. DeMeco needs a David Shaw as an offensive coordinator, somebody who can really teach the passing game and really install a top-flight system to be feared, okay? The Texans do not have an offense to be feared. An offense to be feared takes mediocre receivers and makes them fearful. Like, look at what Bill Walsh did with Dwight Clark, right? Bill Walsh made Dwight Clark an Hall of Fame receiver. Bill Walsh made Dwight Clark, rest in peace, a Hall of Fame receiver, okay? That's what good coaches do. They put together great assistants who understand how to train the fine points of the game together with the overarching system and philosophy, and they produce wins on a regular basis, all right? DeMeco does produce wins on a regular basis, otherwise he wouldn't get to the playoffs on a regular basis. He's got that part down. But now he's got to get to the place where he can win the big one, beyond the wild card. Get to the division round and then get to the AFC Championship. I also have to remark about the Buffalo Bills, and I was going to make a video about that, but I'll talk about the Bills right now, okay? The Bills, the Bills went into the Broncos game also with a bad game plan. They didn't go in with a game that featured Josh Allen running readily as often as I thought they were going to. They didn't do him any favors there. And defensively, I thought the Bills had a great game plan. All right, they really took it to the Broncos. The Broncos weren't ripping and running up and down the field. They were confounded more often than not. And there were a couple of other times where Bo Nix, really looked like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get out of here with a win. And even though he did get out with a win, you have to basically say it turned out to be a loss because he got injured. I hope he comes back. He's a great player. Seems like a great guy. Represents the league well. So I really hope that he comes back, okay? And so, where else are we got going on here? All right. Okay. I'm trying to get this bacon. It's like $4.99 for Smithfield, all right? But it looks like it's a little too much fat, don't you think? So I know bacon is not the greatest thing health-wise, but it is good in moderation, all right? This one looks better, so I'll get that. Okay, so I got that. Next, sausage. Did I get sausage? Wait, I got sausage. Okay, so I got that out of the way. Got my list here, okay? So I got bread next. I got bacon, sausage. My mom wants hot dogs. She likes these processed things, but, as she's fond of pointing out to me, I'm 91 years old. Right? So mom was like, get off my back, I'm 91. And you're not. And no, I'm not. And I would like to get to 91 and be healthy like my mom. So, hey, you know what I mean? I love my mom. At any rate. All right. It's a great game with, what's going on here? Trying to get back so I can get the right hot dog. I got to find something that is good, but not, so processed that it'll kill you, right? That's the idea with these hot dogs around. Here we go, all right? Hot dogs. Somebody's have one that's a Chicago hot dog. Frankfurt, Chicago Bears, right? When I interviewed Caleb Williams, he had never had a Chicago hot dog. I wonder if he's now had a Chicago hot dog. I mean, you would think it's a foregone conclusion that he has, right? But he's been busy. Plus, you get into situations, you got to watch your weight and all that sort of thing. You got all these hot dogs that are going to tell, you can tell which ones are on sale, right? Tell which ones are on sale. Now, as far as Mike Vrabel is one of my favorite coaches. Why? Because he's a smart guy who understands the fine points of the game and he will really take advantage of a coach who doesn't know his stuff. He did that with, I forgot who it was that was coaching the Pats in place of, it wasn't the Pats, it was another team when he was when Vrabel was coaching the Titans. But at any rate, no, who it was? Matt, I think it was Patricia or somebody? Yeah. At any rate, wow. It was no, it was the Broncos, I think, or whatever, or it was Josh McDaniel, somebody. I think it was McDaniel's working for him now. Whatever, it was the New York Jets. The New York Jets, and I think it was Mangenius, Eric Mangini. Yeah, he made him look stupid. I think it was Mangenius. That's what they called him, Mangenius. Maybe, no, you know what, I take that back. It wasn't Eric Mangini because Mangini came before him. It was another coach. I have to call. It wasn't Eric Mangini. And they did call him Mangenius. He was famously referred to as Mangenius by by the late by Tony Soprano on The Sopranos. Man, genius. Okay, now what kind of hot dogs am I getting here? Ballpark, $5.49 sale? No. Nathan's beef franks. Oh, Nathan's cheddar cheese beef franks. That's interesting. Hold on a second. Or maybe or no, Stahlmeyer. That's cheap. Angus beef franks. Wait a second. Angus beef franks. $6.99 sale for Angus beef franks. They're thin. No way. No way. Maybe ballpark beef. Now these are franks. Franks a lot, right? Those are franks, all right? That's substantial, okay? And Mom asked for beef. No fillers. She asked for beef. Make Mom happy, okay? All right, now next is apples, oatmeal, and soup. All right, now, getting back to the game. The Texans, I understand you're going to say to me that they had a lot of injuries. I get that. But technique can outweigh from injuries, all right? Because the problem is, folks, that what am I getting here? Apples, oatmeal, soup, apples. Oatmeal, soup, apples are where? I was over there. Okay, yeah. Technique. Let's talk about technique in football. Technique is staying, for the offensive lineman, it's staying low than the defender, getting your shoulder into the chest if you are blocking, if you're dry blocking in particular, staying low, keeping this area back down by the defender's chest, staying low up high. Do not let the defender get you stood up. If the defender stands you up as an offensive lineman, it's over for you, pal. Over for you, okay? That happened a number of times to the Texans. And that's ultimately why they lost the game, because they allowed themselves to get out-techniqued. So, c'est la vie. Now, I am looking for, I'm going to get apples now. But at any rate, the Texans, I think, again, with the right offensive coordinator, the Texans will be back in the playoffs again. But this time, you know what? Their mission should be Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or bust. That's got to be their mission. Because they know they can knock on the door, but now they got to get in. Now, the Bills have the same problem, okay? They have, on 8 straight occasions, been in the playoffs. And something weird happened. Like, remember the AFC Championship game against the Baltimore Ravens, right? Okay. But guess what, folks? No more Lamar this time. He's sitting at home watching it like everybody else. Pink ladies for $3.99. All right. No more Lamar Jackson. And so, okay, I got those. And I got to get soup and oatmeal. All right. So anyway, there's no Patrick Mahomes and no Lamar Jackson. And yet, they could not solve the riddle, unbelievably, could not solve the riddle of the Broncos' defense. I say unbelievably, but you know what? Van Joseph deserves to be a head coach again. He was head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. But again, he had that bugaboo thing where great defense, offense sucked. Oh, golly. You know what is it with these coaches, you know? You can find a decent offensive coordinator anywhere. Well, no, you can't. But you have to know how to hire the right one, right? Yeah, you have to know how to hire the right one. If the Texans can get a guy like David Shaw, I'm going to say that name again, they'll be just fine. I got to get oatmeal and soup. Okay, oatmeal is this way. So, it's going. So, and then Kevin Stefanski is the Atlanta Falcons head coach. Now I'm going to say something that's going to surprise a lot of people. You know what it is? I think Kevin, I really believe this. I thought about it a long time. I thought about it long and hard. I think Kevin Stefanski can get a Super Bowl for the Falcons. I really do. I'll say that again. I think Kevin Stefanski can get a Super Bowl for the Falcons. Why? I think, well, Kirk Cousins is there, okay? And again, the right defensive coordinator for the Falcons. Oh, sorry about that. You want to get by?
No, you're fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the right defensive coordinator for the Falcons will put them over the top. I'm sorry. Nothing against Mr. Ulbrich, but he wasn't the right guy. Too loose, and just, Brian Flores is the best defensive coordinator around. Everybody knows it. He may wind up head coach someplace, though. Now, if he doesn't, how about, hey, maybe he could be the person that solves the riddle over there. Possible, right? Okay, now I got the apples. I've got to get the oatmeal, which is, where is the oatmeal? Cereal. Oatmeal, milk, hot cereals, all the way down the way there, yeah. So I'm headed down there to get that. Now, I don't know what the score of the Bears game is, but I do know it's cold in Chicago. And that's just the place. That's the Bears brand of football. But you know what? Hats off to the Rams for playing their arses off well for the second straight year. Remember they went to Philadelphia and nearly beat the Eagles? Remember that? I'll never forget it. That sold me on Sirianni as a great all-weather coach, okay? He really had those guys playing. Okay, so I got the oatmeal. Now I got to get soap and chicken and tomato sauce. Chicken. Okay, I got to do a little different thing with the chicken because the chicken I want's not there. Now, back to the Falcons. Yeah. Again, if the Falcons can get somebody like, how about Brian Flores as defensive coordinator for the Falcons? But if you're going to bring him in as a defensive coordinator, you know what you do? You make him assistant head coach for Stefanski. And that cements your Lombardi. You hear what I'm saying? That cements your Lombardi. Other than that, but I still think Kevin's the right guy. Kevin Stefanski's a guy you want to like. He's a guy who, it's like he wears the weight of the world on his shoulder, and it comes out in his face and his expressions. It really does. Now, I know a lot of people are like, nah, Payusa, why did you get him? He's a loser, yada, yada, yada. But I think part of his issue had to do with ownership, okay? Maybe the Haslam's meddling a little too much. Just saying, all right? So he's probably glad to be out of there, glad to be with Matt Ryan, and glad to be with Kirk Cousins. Look out, okay? Yeah, I think he's in a great space, and I think he's going to do great things with the Falcons. I really believe. I'm really going to make a separate vlog about that because I believe that's what's going to happen. I really do. All right. So chicken. All right. So anyway, I'm up to 20 minutes talking to you, right? I got to get chicken here. Chicken. So wait a second. I don't want the broth. I need the chicken. So, where am I going here? Chicken is over yonder there. There it is. So what is he talking about chicken? This kind of chicken. We have the frozen kind, all right? Unfortunately, that's $8.99 up there. That's $7.99 garlic, the garlic, that one, that's what I need there, all right? So, see if I can get myself closer. See, normally it would be over here, all right? but not right now. Okay, so it's got deli round home shelf, $10. Fuel points? Simply truth? Let me see here. I think it's this one I want. Hold on a second. Let me put this here. Put the list in the pocket. Ah. Got it. I got it. I got it. Woo! All right. Yeah. Garlic and herb. I got the chicken. Let's see here. Got chicken. Tomato sauce is next. Ground beef, lettuce, tomatoes, soups. I wish Mom would want salmon instead of ground beef. She doesn't have salmon here. She has what is it? Cabbage. Gotta go ahead, cabbage and broccoli. Gaseous vegetables. Oh, I gotta make a change there. Cookies, margarine, soup, napkins. Okay, napkins. All right, folks. Hey, give me a thumbs up. I've been on here 20 minutes talking to y'all. This looks interesting. Look at this. Yummy. I'm not gonna buy it, but it looks yummy. All right. I've been talking to y'all. I gotta get bread next. I don't get thumbs up from any of yous. You just sitting back there laughing like ha 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 ha. Look at that guy with a little blood on his lip. Gone. Ah. You want to see how I'm driving here? Okay. Let me do this thing here, okay? Because I've got it's Cheerios. It says you're powerful. I don't know if you can see that upside down, but that's what it says you're powerful. Cool. All right. Ground beef. I got lettuce. I got tomatoes. I didn't get soup. Broccoli. Baby carrots. Okay, I get toilet paper. All right. Go ahead and get... I gotta call Mom and see if I can talk her into getting some more fish rather than ground beef. All right. I gotta go, folks. Subscribe to Zennie 62. Let me know what you think about what's going on in the NFL. And bookmark NFL News by Zennie62.com. Would you believe? Hey, look. NFL News by Zennie62.com. 83,000 unique visitors over the past month. Clocking toward 1 million for the 12-month year period, right? Not bad, huh? Yeah, not bad. All right. I'll be back.